Hi. Okay, all right. So yeah, thanks for coming. I guess would you mind just starting with an introduction about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Ayin and I am a vlogger, small business owner, and I'm based in Manila. I used to live in Madrid a year ago, and now I came back to focus on the business and do my own thing, kind of.
Right, cool. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to talk about your time in Spain because I think it's interesting and I think it's something that I might want to do later on. But yeah, when did you realize that you wanted to go to Spain?
So I was working at a digital marketing agency for about 2 to 3 years, and I didn't know where I was going with my career really. And then I found out about this program, the auxiliares de conversación program, and I thought it was perfect because I would be, number one, living in Spain. Number two, I'd be working part-time, so it's like 16 hours a week. I had all the time in the world to travel, to start vlogging again, and that's exactly what I needed. I needed to get out of my corporate job and do something else, so it was perfect.
Right, so you'd already finished university and kind of been working already?
Oh yeah, actually I think most people who do this are right out of university, but because I was in this weird place, I was already working. I did it anyway, and it was fun.
Cool, cool. So did you get to choose the city or?
So you have a couple of options. You can select your top two choices, I think, and Madrid was my first choice, and I got it.
Okay.
I think most people get what they want, at
Yeah.
least with our application. Yeah.
Right. When you went, did you kind of have the intention of just going for a year or did you plan to stay longer or?
I actually didn't have a plan. It was very open ended for me. I knew I was staying at least a year,
Yeah.
but I was also open to staying maybe up to 3 years and try to figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm guessing kind of travel was one part why you went, right? So yeah, did you get to go to any other places or any other countries while you were in Spain?
Yeah, well, since I'm based in the Philippines, going to Europe alone on one trip is super expensive, takes a long time to plan. The visa is a headache. So when I was in Spain, I did a lot of traveling within Spain. So just outside Madrid, we have so many day hikes that I would do every weekend. But I also spent Christmas in Paris, which was a dream. Like that wasn't something that I thought I could do. I went to Italy for a wedding, and then I did the Camino de Santiago. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's a
Is it?
pilgrimage.
I think it's. I can't remember the city, but I know what it is. Yeah.
Santiago de Compostela.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
you walk for days, and that was one of my most memorable trips that I never would have done if not for the program.
Right. Okay. So what about Spanish? Did you already kind of know a bit before you went, or how?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. Although Tagalog, which is my first language, is very similar to Spanish because we've been colonized for
Yeah.
300 plus years and stuff. So sometimes when I don't know the Spanish word, I would say it in Tagalog and hope that they get it. Essentially, no knowledge.
Cool. Cool. So kind of I'm curious to know what's the kind of teaching situation like? Are you kind of left there or is there someone with you? How does that work?
So we're basically teaching assistants. There's always a Spanish teacher in the classroom, but we're kind of there to provide the students an like I don't know, an example of what a native English speaker would be like. So they usually make use of us through speaking practice. So we speak with students a lot, like one-on-one speaking.
Yeah.
There are classes where the teacher would make us go to the library and I would just chat with the kids for an hour.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so
Yeah.
would you say kind of the job was pretty chill? Was it hard?
Well,
Do you think?
it was so chill. It
Oh,
was amazing.
yeah, right, right. Cool. And how many days did you work? Was it only 3 or 4 days a week?
I worked 4 days a week because in Madrid the minimum is 16 hours or maximum. We need to work 16 hours a week, so that's days a week. But in other regions in Spain, they're only required up to 12 hours. So yeah,
Right.
so chill.
Cool. Yeah, I think I saw one of your videos. You lived with this other Filipino girl, right? So,
Yes,
did you
Danica.
guys know each other before, or did you just like how did you find each other?
Yeah, actually, she was the one who told me about the program.
Okay.
We had coffee once because we have a mutual friend, and one time we were in the same city and we decided to have coffee, and she told me, "Hey, you're in this weird place in your life. Why don't you apply for this thing I'm applying for?" And then we ended up being friends over the course of the application period and just decided to be roommates.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, I guess if someone's thinking of like applying to this program, I don't know, what do you have any advice or like tips or anything you would say? Like just go for it?
Honestly, I highly recommend it to anyone who feels like they don't necessarily know what they're doing with their life, but they want it's kind of like a sabbatical, but you have a job. And it's perfect. It's the perfect break, and it's the perfect experience. And who knows, you might end up falling in love with Spain and stay there because a lot of my friends have. And I think it's a good opportunity.
Yeah, I think it's good if you want to go traveling, but like still have some structure, and not
Yeah.
just
Exactly.
but yeah. So I guess you're self-employed at the moment, right?
Yes, I am.
That's that's really cool. So yeah, do you want to talk about your label? Is it Morena?
Yeah, so Morena the Label. Morena the Label is the clothing line that I actually started to get funds for my trip to Spain, for my move to Spain. And I was originally supposed to do it virtually, but it grew and I realized I wanted to pursue that. Basically, Morena the Label is a clothing brand that celebrates sun-kissed skin. In Tagalog, morena is, a girl with brown skin, and that's sort of what we do. We try to challenge colorism here in the Philippines, and yeah, that's what it's all about.
Awesome. How did you find starting it? Like kind of, I don't know, how do you go about like starting a label? Like
Well, we started just as a t-shirt line. I've been selling t-shirts since I was 15. It was kind of like a side hustle for me.
yeah.
Band t-shirts, concert t-shirts. I would print those out, or like I would find suppliers to do it for me. And I would sell them to friends. And because I have a YouTube community as well, and I make Morena makeup tutorials. So a lot of my subscribers are also Morena girls like me. So when I decided to make merch, I didn't want to put my name on it. If you know what I felt like it would be weird to have my name on a shirt. It's not like I'm famous or anything.
Yeah.
So I created the Morena shirts. They're just simple statement tees, and it all started there. I just wanted it for myself and for anyone who wanted to get one, and it kind of evolved and just it became my full-time job now.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. So I know you kind of started off making like makeup videos, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was wondering like, do you remember the first makeup item that you brought or that you started using?
I think, oh my gosh, I remember when I started my YouTube channel, I
Yeah.
didn't really know how to put on makeup. So I did this 500 peso challenge. It's
Yeah.
like $10 or $20, I think. So
Yeah.
I just bought a bunch of stuff from the drugstore, just a very basic eyeshadow palette, and kind of try to use that and utilize that. Yeah, it was very cringy.
Yeah, I think everyone's first videos are like you look back and it's always cringy.
Yeah,
But yeah, and you also have a podcast now, right?
I
So yeah,
do.
like what's that all? Like how did you come up with the idea or what's it all about?
So my podcast is called Camp Confidence, and it actually started because I would do meetups with my subscribers, and we would talk about, about building confidence, cultivating confidence, and that's kind of what I always want to impart with my viewers. Like I want to empower people to become more confident with themselves, etc. And so when I started Camp Confidence, it was originally me interviewing a bunch of different friends who I thought were confident and to tell their stories, etc. But for season 2, I have seasons. I just find it funny because everything's like DIY'd.
Yeah.
So yeah, for season 2, I got a co-host, and she's this amazing entrepreneur who's also Filipina. She's so wise, and it's mostly us answering questions from the community because we also have a Facebook group.
Right.
So that's what we've been doing with the podcast, kind of like an advice podcast, but more about entrepreneurship and confidence, and yeah.
Yeah, right. So I guess going back to entrepreneurship, so you started off kind of like in a corporate job, right?
Yeah.
So like when did you realize you wanted to be self-employed? Because it kind of is almost like the harder option, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I started, I thought, when I'm self-employed, I would have days off.
Yeah.
I'd always be flexible. I can always travel. But then I realized that that's not the case at all. Like, you're always working and stuff. But I guess I realized it. No, I think I've always wanted to be self-employed. I've always had that, I guess, that dream.
Yeah.
I remember walking to my job with my backpack as an intern and like whispering to myself, I'm not an employee, I'm a CEO. It was so stupid, but I really believed it.
Okay, awesome. And so I know you're quite like you've gone into fitness. So yeah, like what's your routine nowadays?
I actually just finished my workout.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm so, I don't know, because my siblings are very fit, and so they're so athletic that during the quarantine I started feeling like, okay, maybe I should start. So for the first 2 months, I was doing everything by myself, like YouTube, home workouts, jump roping, anything that I could think of, really.
Yeah.
But then I got to a point where I felt like, I was pretty fit and active, but I didn't know what I was doing. So for my birthday, my gift to myself was an online fitness coach. So now I have a coach. And yeah, I've been following his workout plan for me and the nutrition plan and everything. So
great. Awesome. Okay, I guess, yeah, like just finally, what kind of are your plans for the future? Like travel, career, I don't know, anything. Is there anything you want to do? Or?
So right now I'm working on Morena the label is actually a brand under Ideology Studio, which is a merch e-commerce platform, and I started that 3 months ago now. And yeah, that's what I've been working on. We're trying to scale it so I can, hire more people, hopefully bring more brands in, collaborate with more people. And yeah, I'm just trying to work on that because the quarantine doesn't seem like it's going to end soon for us. So I'm just trying to focus on what's in front of me, and that's a job.
Right, cool. Do you have a travel bucket list, or is there any places you want to visit when we can?
Oh my gosh. I want to do the Pacific Crest Trail.
Oh yeah. Is that from like Mexico to Canada or the other way around? Yeah.
Yes. I don't know how I'll be able to do that, take that much time off, but I really want to do it. I hope I can do it one day.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. Cool. Well, yeah, thank you so much. I'll leave your links in the description so people can go follow and subscribe to your channel.
Yay.
And yeah, best of luck with everything. And see you later, I guess.
Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun talking with you.
Bye. Have a good day. See ya.